They had another horrible week. I mean, every week there's new revelations about Uber.
It's a running game now.
Don't treat your female employees like crap.
Well, it started with Susan Fowler, but then Travis Kalanick, yells at a driver, and the driver's recording. What a thought!
It's almost like Travis should not yell at people.
You can't do anything without someone recording it. By the way,
yeah.
I mean, come on.
This is recorded.
And then, they've now how many people have left now under the scandal?
There was the head of engineering got pushed out.
And somebody left today. I mean, this week.
There's been a number of blog posts.
And the head of growth left.
Growth.
And their VP of engineering, the Google guy who had sexual.
Amit Singhal, who was from Google.
He's the grandfather of the Google search engine, by the way, which is like.
This about another potential scandal regarding Uber.
We just record that and use it over and over. I mean, this is the one that broke this week. Is a tool called Grayball.
Yeah. Yes.
That lets Uber drivers evade authorities when a police or a taxi commissioner or somebody tries to hail an Uber. The software says no, don't pick that one up.
But I don't think this is technically illegal. I think it's just
lame.
Right? Well,
it's just lame.
But a lot of Uber hits that gray zone in between. It wasn't called.
So it's called Grayball, like blackball, right? And the idea is, of course, that tool is used for bad customers. Because one of the things Uber does, you rank the drivers, but the driver can rank you, and they want to blackball customers. It was part of a program called Violation of Terms of Service.
VTOS.
And so they don't want people who are going to violate, their service.
4.6
but
rating,
in the article, it says that many people at Uber's team were uncomfortable with how it was used, right? So to me, even though it wasn't always used in illegal fashion, certainly the people internally were uncomfortable at it. It tells you how they were using it. And
I'm saying of all the things that have come out, this is probably the.
In terms of a stack.
But what it does is it's one more piece of evidence that this was a really nasty corporate culture, right? That this was a corporate culture that was aggressive, that was cheating, that was misogynistic, and yet as an investor, do you really care? I mean, you wouldn't be, but I mean,
but if
in
Cal
general,
was on here, he'd be.
He's got money in Uber, right?
Yeah, he's Angel.
But wasn't he a scout?
Would he defend them?
That wasn't his money, right?
Yeah, but he has a lot of carry.
Oh,
on that.
That makes me really mad.
So he wants Uber to do well, but even he must at some point say, "But this is we got to bring in somebody and get." I mean, didn't Ariana say that? Isn't that why they brought in Eric Holder to investigate?
But who thinks Ariana is going to show up there and actually change the culture?
No, she doesn't care.
She doesn't. I mean, I think at the end of the day, an investor, or the board is going to make a decision as to what's going to end up maximizing value towards an IPO. And if they decide that Travis is, net negative rather than net positive, like they will get rid of him. But I don't think they're at that point.
Is Travis the problem?
Absolutely.
Yes. The fish rots from the head.
Is it too late? Can you eliminate Travis and then change corporate culture? Isn't that built into the culture?
And I think something that's really dangerous for Uber right now is that, I know like a lot of people, like I switched.
Dump Uber is what's dangerous for them. Hashtag dump Uber.
I stopped using Uber.
Delete Uber.
I'm moving to Lyft this week.
Me too.
I switched a few weeks ago, and I think that's
bad. I mean, they weren't profitable anyway, but.
I would say that like it is not, at least in San Francisco, using Uber is not something that you necessarily want to admit to anymore.
Yes.
No. Oh, that's interesting.
That's
shameful.
a bad thing for them.
It's shameful to use Uber.
Yeah. Even if I continue to use it, I would not want to.
You wouldn't want anybody to know.
I wouldn't want people
I don't mind using Uber, but you're right. I wouldn't want anybody. I wouldn't want to announce it.
Polly from Bloomberg said, "Who's still using Uber? Who could possibly?" And I had to be like, "Oh yeah, I meant to delete that." And so I confessed because I felt bad.
Convenient. It's so easy. Right?
But Lyft is nearly as convenient and costs like 50% more.
And you can.
Is it more expensive?
Yeah. You can tip your drivers too.
It's better. It's better experience overall, but there's less supply.
That's another thing Uber did, which kind of pisses me off. For years, I took Uber with a kind of tacit understanding that they were taking care of the drivers.
Yes.
And then you find out, no, they never have been. They never got tips. And then I feel like a jerk for never tipping my driver. Now I over-tip them. Would you give this to the other guy that I forgot to tip 5 years ago?
I'm sure he'll pass it along.